at U.S., we started the year pricing a 50 bips cut in March, with 7 other cuts in the yield curve. Then March arrived and no cuts, and gradually the other cuts disappeared from the yield curve. By mid-year, we had a view that no more cuts ever. Then 2 months later, and our fear was we are very close to a recession. And eventually we need an emergency cut, an intermeeting monetary policy committee meeting of the Fed. And then suddenly, no, it's not close to a recession, but we got a 50 bips cut in September meeting. 1 week later, the market was worried about eventually no more cuts this year. So it's an interesting scenario because it's amazing volatility of scenarios, and part of that driven by the Fed. And when you look at the underlying assets, the U.S. economy, much less volatile than that. So it's an interesting landscape, probably related to what we discussed before.
When you say driven by the Fed, are you suggesting that the Fed is either over-communicating or miscommunicating?
I think certainly over-communicating, because when you are a central banker, and today the information that any central bank has is not that different than the market information. But if you over-communicate, you over-guide the markets in the best of your interests and objectives, you lose what is the most important point of observation, which is the market price. That's the most important piece of information. If you are over-guiding the markets, you are somehow losing that. And I think we are in a moment of global central banking that we are over-communicating, not necessarily miscommunicating, but we are over-guiding markets. I prefer a more quiet central bank and let the market provide us with a very important piece of information, which is the prices.
Most of the world